So a resident told me that at a jewelry district association meeting, he asked a developer who was doing a project downtown, "Will you ever do affordable housing?" And they said, "No developer will do this." We know our developers don't want to do affordable housing downtown. It's just simply not cost effective for them. So how do we make sure inclusionary zoning, which is making sure that there's a certain percentage of affordable housing happens, isn't just in our TSAs, but is an ordinance that we put forward and require in our city at market rate housing, for market rate housing development. We need to make sure we're actually enforcing this type of thing. As for actual low income housing, 50% of folks who make $40,000 or under a year are severely cost burdened. They're spending over 50% of their income on rent or on home ownership. So that means we actually need, as a city, to invest in low income housing and start building units and find ways that the city can directly work with our trades to make sure we have union built low income housing. It's really not going to happen from developers, and quite frankly, the idea that it will is outdated and not realistic. We need to figure out how can we build funds as a city to make sure we can do that investment and start supporting housing in a different way. The thinking from the 20th century has just got to go. That's not the economy we live in now. And we need to understand what it's going to take to make sure that all of our low-income folks have access to housing. Building more units and actually increasing the housing stock will help with affordable housing as well. Right now, what we're hearing from folks in real estate is that they can't get people to move out because they have nowhere to move to, and that's only driving up housing costs. So we need to increase low-income housing stock by investing as a city in these things and either finding developers or working with our trades to do so.